Russia's most secretive submarine, the carrier of unmanned Poseidons, the nuclear submarine Khabarovsk, has gone out to sea.
What is known about it? How is it connected to the Doomsday radio station? And why is it so highly classified?
We'll tell you about that, as well as work on a new aircraft engine, the first stratospheric probe, the refueling of the floating nuclear power plant, and the hero of the week we'll cover after a brief roundup of positive news. Another batch of Panzer-SAS air defense combat vehicles and stationary Panzer-SAS MD systems has been delivered to the troops. In Rabinsk, the ice-breaking tug Narskaya Zastava, Project 3262, has been launched. The Nefis plant increased bus production by 51% compared with last year, reaching 785 vehicles in 6 months. In Ulyanovsk, the capacity for producing tooling for the automotive industry has been expanded. In the Nizhny Novgorod region, production of stamped body parts for UAC vehicles has started. Rostec has begun serial production of mobile electric substations. In the Tver region, a factory for board and educational games has been opened. In the Zabaikalsky Krai, the largest solar power plant in the country has been launched. In the Novosibirsk region, there is a large dairy plant. Russian school children won 17 medals at the International Mathematics Olympiad in Bulgaria. The special-purpose nuclear submarine Khabarovsk, Project 098501, went to sea for the first time for factory sea trials after being launched, which took place on November 1, 2025. This was reported by foreign specialized outlets, since almost all information about it is classified in Russia. Therefore, in this video, we will only talk about the details that are already available. Khabarovsk is a 4th-generation special-purpose submarine. The high level of secrecy is due to the fact that it became the first regular carrier of the Poseidon nuclear drones. Before that, such drones were tested from another special-purpose submarine, Belgorod, which is already serving in the Pacific Fleet. But Khabarovsk is the first regular carrier, meaning it was originally designed for the Poseidon. And the only thing that is known for sure about it is that it can carry 6 of these devices at once. In turn, what is known about the Poseidon is that it has a nuclear propulsion system and carries a nuclear warhead capable of destroying carrier groups or coastal infrastructure. That's why having 6 such drones on board one submarine is a serious matter, but this also raises the question of the vulnerability of the carrier itself. In general, strategically, nuclear submarines with intercontinental nuclear missiles are extremely vulnerable immediately after launch. It's impossible to hide, and that's why the submarine reveals itself after launching and becomes a target for all possible enemy weapons. The main difference of Khabarovsk is that it can carry out an underwater launch of Poseidons covertly. And they themselves, thanks to their unlimited range, plot a route bypassing known defense lines. That's why the new special submarine has every chance to survive even if a global conflict breaks out, and that's exactly why it will be hunted even before it fires a shot. Russian engineers took this into account, and here's how. According to sources, the submarine was equipped with a more modern version of a low-frequency passive sonar system based on a towed array antenna, Vignette M01. It is capable of detecting torpedoes at a distance of over 30 kilometers, maneuvering submarines in deep sea up to 35 kilometers, and Arleigh Burke-class destroyers at a distance of 85 kilometers and above. It is also noted that the Khabarovsk nuclear submarine received a pump jet propulsion system to reduce noise and is integrated with a combat information and control system, which includes the IKSR 700 communication complex, to operate at 183.085 kilometers. It is capable of operating in the shortwave range and can receive information from airborne command posts as well as from the Doomsday station UVB-76. This station has been operating since 1975 and continuously transmits a buzzing signal, as well as voice-encoded messages in Russian.
According to foreign observers, it is part of the perimeter nuclear retaliation system, which is why it is called the Doomsday Station.
Konstantin, Anna, Zinaida, Uliana, Semyon. 99, 68, 27, 47.
But the Khabarovsk submarine has another mystery as well. The Khabarovsk submarine, which went on trials this week, is a carrier of Poseidon nuclear drones and will become a target for foreign intelligence from its very first day of service. Its location will be tracked by all possible means, so that in the event of war, they can try to destroy it before it launches its nuclear torpedoes.
But to do that, they'll have to get close enough to it.
Back in 2016, the Russian Ministry of Defense officially announced the deployment of the Harmony underwater hydroacoustic surveillance system, which is capable of making entire areas of the world's oceans transparent, detecting all ships, submarines, and even low-flying planes and helicopters in those areas. The system is based on special underwater robotic systems that leave the submarine and deploy powerful hydroacoustic stations on the seabed. The robots transmit the collected information to the command center via satellites. It was reported that both the factory for producing these robots and the ground control center were being built. In 2025, European media reported that the system had been deployed and covered not only the Barents Sea, but even the Baltic Sea. The deployment of seabed stations is carried out using special-purpose submarines. From the very beginning of the system's existence, it was assumed that this task would be assigned to the submarines under construction, Belgorod and Khabarovsk. So it's quite possible that their purpose is not limited to deploying Poseidons at sea. The stations themselves can collect information both in passive mode, simply by listening, and in active mode, by sending a special sound signal into the surrounding water. Several of these robots are combined into a network capable of mapping underwater and surface activity over an area of hundreds of kilometers. In addition, they are able to change their location if necessary and return to the submarine. This approach makes it possible to secure Russian strategic carriers as they head out to sea and prevents the enemy from sneaking up on them unnoticed. Today, Russia has at least 3 special-purpose submarines: Sarov, Belgorod, and Khabarovsk. According to some reports, a 4th one called Orenburg is expected to be laid down. We will definitely tell you more about it. Next, a bit more technology news. The United Engine Corporation has completed the development of design documentation and approved the mock-up of the new VK1600's turboprop engine for small passenger aircraft. The power unit will have an output of 1,450 horsepower. This means it can be used in An-2 and An-3 aircraft as well as in drones. At the next stage of development, a demonstrator engine and a test stand will be created to confirm its characteristics. Moreover, there is every reason to believe that the project will develop quickly, since the engine is based on the VK1600V helicopter engine, and it is built around existing key components, including the gas generator. So soon the country will get its first engine in this class and will meet another long-standing need. Meanwhile, in the Arctic, the world's first recoverable stratospheric platform has been tested. The probe, developed by Russian scientists, ascended to an altitude of over 15 kilometers in the area of the Franz Josef Land archipelago, traveled more than 100 kilometers, and successfully landed at the designated point. The experiment confirmed the possibility of establishing stable radio communication in a region where receiving signals from ground radio stations and satellites is difficult or impossible. In the future, a system of such probes will make it possible to provide independent, high-quality communication along the Northern Sea route and will strengthen Russian sovereignty in the Arctic. Another important event took place in Chukotka. A batch of nuclear fuel has been delivered there to replace the spent fuel in the reactors of the world's only floating nuclear power plant, Akademik Lomonosov. The plant has been supplying power to the city of Pevek since 2019 and has already undergone one complete fuel replacement, thereby proving the validity of its original concept. At the moment, 4 more such nuclear power plants of a new design are being built for Russia's needs, and work is underway on export contracts. We will keep you updated on the developments.